So, I recorded a video yesterday, posted it on Facebook pretty much as soon as I got done recording it. And if all goes well, it's uploading to YouTube now, where you'll be watching it. I'm recording this today. Something I caught in my Facebook newsfeed last night goes right back to what I was saying yesterday about being polite, keeping your comments to yourself. When you see someone that looks different from you, instead of staring, instead of gawking, instead of making snide comments and remarks, keep them to yourself. Treat that person like a human, like you'd want to be treated. The story, and I'll give you a brief rundown. I don't have anything printed out in front of me or anything to be able to read, but I'm sure if you do a quick Google search online, you'll find at least 3 different articles about this. There's a lady in Danbury, Connecticut, who grows her hair out, and then when she goes to have her hair cut, she has it cut short, and the hair that they cut off of her head, she donates to cancer patients. This is a wonderful thing. I support this. If it weren't for the fact that I can't stand how long it takes my hair to grow out, I would do it as well. Having lost several people in my life to cancer, various kinds of cancer, having had friends who are battling and have battled cancer in the past, personally, I think anyone that does anything like this, donates their hair to cancer patients, is an angel. This woman was shopping in the Wal-Mart in Danbury, Connecticut, and had to use the bathroom. Now, this was shortly after she had just donated her hair, so her hair was cut sport short, and she was wearing a baseball cap over top of it. While she was washing her hands in the bathroom, another lady came up to her and started berating her because she thought that the lady with the short hair was transsexual. Let me tell you folks, I am sick and tired of this transsexuals in the bathroom debate. It's bullshit. It's a dog whistle issue. Okay? But this one caught me wrong. In July, it will have been 2 years since I lost my partner to stage 4 glioblastoma brain cancer. In going to neurologists' appointments, radiology appointments, chemotherapy appointments, sitting in the hospital waiting, the other cancer patients that I've met, I know what it means to them when somebody knits or crochets a bunch of hats and takes them to the hospital and says, hey, if any cancer patients need these, they're here. I know what it means to these people, especially the ladies when they start losing their hair from chemo and radiation, that someone says, here, take my hair and make a wig. Being gay, being a member of the GLBT community, I understand. I can't fully understand the issues that transsexuals face because I'm not transsexual, but I can relate. I can try my best to understand what they're going through. And this lady's not even transsexual. She does a wonderful, loving, caring thing by donating her hair to cancer patients. And she gets berated for using a public bathroom because someone thinks She's transsexual. And what burns me up the most about this is the woman that berated her is probably the type of person who supports a particular presidential candidate who beats their chest and screams long and hard about "Make America Great Again." This type of behavior, folks, is not going to make America great again. It's going to make more people hate America. We hate ourselves. We hate each other. How can you say, "I love America, let's make America great again," when you hate everybody else? This is what's wrong with America, folks. This is just another example of what I was talking about yesterday when I made the video I did yesterday. Let's make America great again. Oh, but go up and berate the woman in the bathroom because you don't think she looks enough like a woman. If you're the type of person that would do that because the woman has short hair and a baseball hat, let me ask you this. What would you do if that woman were a cancer patient who had lost her hair to chemo and she hadn't gotten a wig yet, or happened to not have put a hat on her head when she walked out of the house? Would you have berated her too? Huh? Is this how we're supposed to make America great? By bullying other people? By showing our ignorance, our belligerence, and our hatred? Like I said yesterday, if you want to make America great again, this is what you do. You learn manners. You learn respect. You learn basic human dignity, and you honor the basic human dignity of others. You don't berate somebody in the bathroom because you don't think they look enough like the right gender. And while we're on the subject of bathrooms and transgender, remember when I said it was a bullshit dog whistle issue? Let me point something out to you. For years, transsexual people have been using the bathrooms of the gender that they present themselves as. That's right, there's been transgender men using women's rooms and transgender men using men's rooms for years. Or I'm sorry, transgender men using the men's room, transgender women using the women's room, i.e. men presenting themselves as women and women presenting themselves as men for years. For years. And nobody has bat an eye until the legislature in one state decides, we can't have this. We have to pass a law. And it gets national media attention. And what happens? What happens when the media outlets pick up on this? It's like a dog whistle. You can't hear the whistle, but the dogs can, and they go nuts. The media and those in political power know how to use certain issues. Transgenders in the bathrooms. And the people go nuts like a pack of wild dogs hearing a dog whistle. Meanwhile, what's the government doing to us that we're not paying attention to? What's Congress doing that we're not paying attention to because we're busy arguing with one another about whether or not a trans man or a trans woman should be able to use the men's room or the woman's room? Think about it, folks. When has this ever been an issue before? It hasn't been. And I want to say one more thing on this before I end this video, because I'm going on to 10 minutes, and I'm sure you don't want to hear me rambling for 10 minutes and ranting and raving like a lunatic. One last thing on the bathroom issue. the argument that we have to do this to protect young women and little girls. Because a man who wants to sexually assault them could possibly claim that they're transsexual, and that's why they're in the bathroom to do this. Wow. Do you honestly think a rapist or a child molester that wants to molest a little girl is going to go through the bullshit and the hassle of making themselves look like a presentable woman or a passable woman to go into a woman's room and do it? No, if they're going to commit the crime of performing sexual assault or child molestation on a little girl or a woman in a woman's room, they're going to walk through the door to the woman's room and do it. And they're not going to bother with claiming they're transsexual as an excuse for why they were in there. The same with gun control laws. Do you honestly think a law that says you can't own this gun is going to stop a criminal from owning that gun? No, they're going to go out and get it anyway, illegally. That's why they're a criminal. And as far as molesters and rapists and weird people, sexual deviants in the bathroom, everybody's talking about male to female transsexuals in the woman's room. Nobody's saying anything about the men's room, which is far dangerous for young boys. Think about that one. Think about that one. There's far more sexual deviation and taboo sexual activity going on in a men's room than there is in a woman's room. What solution do you have? What solution do you have, really, to make sure that the person's the correct gender? What, are we going to have the national gender inspectors at every station, at every public bathroom? Where you have to submit to having your genitalia felt up by a person in authority to make sure that you're the correct gender before you can go take a piss in a fucking bathroom? Is that what it is? I mean, come on. We already submit to searches far worse when we go to the airport. But then, that's one American's opinion.